What's going on, Vikings fans? It is Skol back again with another Minnesota Vikings related video. And first off, I would just like to say honestly thank you for all the support I've been getting on the channel recently. You guys seem to really like the podcast. You guys have really enjoyed the videos recently, and honestly I love responding to you guys in the comments. It keeps my day going. I love responding to you guys talking football, whether you agree or disagree with me. We all have our own opinions. Anyways, just keep it up, guys. Remember the sub. We're almost at 200 subs. And like and comment on the video because I'll respond to comments because it's what I like to do. And anyways, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so in today's video, I just had a thought. And that thought was that this defense this year could really get back to being in that 2017 form where it's just tenacious. Every yard for their team seems like it's 10 yards. It's just a very suffocating type of defense. And besides the Eagles in the second half of the Saints game, that defense played incredible all year round. And it began to get me to think that this season is really going to be on Mike Zimmer. You know, Mike Zimmer, the head coach, defensive guy. We took a ton of defensive line. We took a linebacker from Oregon. We took 2 corners who are good. And honestly, I was trying to think about like our holes on defense because I was going to try to make a video on where can we get better as a team. And honestly, on defense, besides just developing players, we don't really have a hole. I mean, our cornerback room, everybody's 25 and under. Mike Hughes, Holton Hill, Chris Boyd, Dantzler, Gladney, the two rookies we just drafted. Those guys are good players. Harrison Smith, Anthony Harris over top. Barr, Kendricks, linebackers looking good. The Troy Dye guy out of Oregon we drafted. Gideon, Eric Wilson still at linebacker. Then our D-line's nasty. We got the 2 rookies, DJ Wonnum and Lynch, who I'm really excited to see play. Of course, we have who I think is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year next year, Danielle Hunter. Bringing a guy like Michael Pierce. Still have guys like Ifedi developing. Maybe bringing back Ev. That would be huge if we could bring back Everson Griffin. But anyways, I mean, Zimmer has everything he wants right now. He's got experience. It's not like the whole defense is young. Daniel's been there. Kendricks has been there. Smith's been there. Anthony Harris has been there. Barr has been there. We have a ton of guys who, yes, we're bringing in new pieces, but like the leadership, like it's not like we're going to be like caught off guard and there should be miscommunication. That shouldn't happen. And honestly, I was just thinking that this defense, it is honestly Mike Zimmer's time to shine. You know, the whole NFL is going to like trying to find that offensive coach. You know, Andy Reid, McVay, Nagy, as we see around the league, Peterson in Philly. We always see these guys who are just offensive-minded coaches, and people think that's the way to win. And then that began me to think, like, Zimmer is the longest coach that has been with a team that doesn't have a Super Bowl. And the person before him is Andy Reid, who just got one. And I started to think, like, Mike Zimmer is literally a defensive version of Andy Reid, if you think about it. Like, I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments, but I was just thinking, like, Andy Reid is a offensive version of Mike Zimmer. And Zimmer's been here. He's had his guys. He's made the playoffs. He's always been successful. He just never have gotten over that hump. And just like Andy Reid did last year, getting over the hump, this is Mike Zimmer's time to get over the hump. I mean, last year the defense, middle of the pack, nothing too special about it. You know, we had games where we just got absolutely gashed, like Seattle and the Niners in a playoff game where people are just running down our throats. And honestly, a lot of that was because Linval was there, and I love Linval, but he was damn near on the level of Xavier Rhodes last year. It just got overshadowed because you don't really notice like the trenches, I guess. But like when I was going back and watching some film on Linval this past year, just like raw film, not like his highlights, just like every single play, I was just like focused on him. He got pushed off the ball a lot, where it would just let these guys run straight up the middle. I mean, that Seattle game and the 49ers game, I mean, the line of scrimmage moved. And it wasn't even close. Like, Danielle and Ev were doing okay. I'm not saying they were perfect in those games, but it was just right up the middle, down Linval's throat. And it was kind of sad to see him just getting pushed off. Bringing in Michael Pierce, that shouldn't really happen. You know, Lynch in the middle too, the rookie, let him develop out of Baylor. He's a stud. Interior pass rushing could be huge next year for us. But anyways, I mean, if Mike Zimmer, honestly, if this defense is not top 10 and maybe even top 5, I mean, I think we got to start looking for another coach, because if he can't like get the most out of this defense with all the talent we have, and I'm not saying like the offense needs to be great, because yes, I get he's a head coach, he should overlook both, but we all know his specialty is defense. Now, I think this season defensively is on Mike Zimmer. This is Mike Zimmer's season to get this defense to back where it should be. Because last year, you know, it was okay. We turned the ball over a lot, but when it comes to yards, it seemed like teams really gained yards on us. We had a couple bad games, and honestly, this can't happen. Like, I want to get back to where it was just like, you know what, if our offense scores more than 20 points, we're winning. I mean, because that was only 2 years ago in 2017 where we felt like that. We were like, hey, Kirk, you go get 3 touchdowns, we're going to win this game. You go put up 20 plus, I guarantee you won this game because of this defense. And that's what I want to see. And if this defense is honestly not top 10, top 5, then we have to really question Mike Zimmer. And I love Zimmer. I've been one of Zimmer's biggest supporters, and honestly, I think he will step up this year. I mean, if you want my prediction on this year, the defense will be unreal. I think people are going to sleep on that. Yes, I get Chicago, their defense, crazy talent too. However, I think the Vikings defense is, I mean, the gap is not that far, if I'm being honest, between Chicago and Vikings defense. And I think they're right up there with them because they got Khalil Mack, Daniil Hunter, about the same to me at this point, especially after last year. Mack and Hunter, it's very similar. And they got guys like Roquan, Kendricks, Eddie Jackson, Harrison. Yes, the Bears defense as a whole, I think, is a little better, but talent-wise, not that far off, especially with the corners you bring in. Anyways, guys, I think this year defensively is going to be on Mike Zimmer. If he can scheme well, if he can get these players in positions to make plays, I think this is all on him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If the defense has a bad year, do you think we fire him? Because honestly, it has a lot of talent, and if he can't get the most out of it, is it time for a change? Just let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's try to hit 200 subs soon, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.